probably the biggest load of bollocks.
I think it's a bit rich for the government when the bankers went down by their own volition. Nobody told them to retrain and get over it. They were bailed out because they were considered vital to our country's economy. But, you know, whether it's ballet or DJing, we're all part of the arts and culture scene, which is contributes a huge amount to the economy as well as the culture of our country. And to just sweep us under the carpet, I think is glib at best and uncaring at worst.
And then you're trying to tell people to go and retrain. That's a pretty staunch comment, to go and retrain. What is this? What are we doing? Kindergarten stuff. It's the arts. Should we just get rid of the tape while we're at it? Should we erase the Barbican while we're there? Should we just completely destroy the South Bank and all of the arts and performing arts, which they are doing?
I mean, I was instantly like really furious that someone like Rishi Sunak wants to kind of dictate people's like vocational choices.
As if people haven't really already risked their careers and livelihoods and secure plans following their dreams to become DJs in the first place. It just made me think of the start of lockdown, you know, when everything first started going downhill and it was so scary. It was the creative industries that were the most active and really got people through lockdown. It was all the DJ sets, the radio shows, the performances over webcam, and all the content that was being pumped out.
I think it's quite disgusting, very embarrassing, obviously, for the government. The actual economy itself, the music side especially, is like worth, like I looked up, £5.2 billion. And if, say for instance, a particular sector like music is earning that much for the economy, I would expect for him, considering obviously him being a chancellor, that he would want to save that part of the economy, because clearly it's, you know, a very viable one.
I'm going to go to the hedge fund. That's going to really cheer me up. Any hedge fund investment will cheer the life out of me. Yay. Should we go to theatre? Sorry, we stopped that one, didn't we?
I have seen what happens when you stop caring about actual people. And there is nothing in the world that describes and moves and fits into the lives of actual people than music. And someone has to do that. Someone has to make those experiences. And if you discard that in favor of building another Starbucks, if you turn this city into Disneyland the way that they did New York, the ramifications are just, it's just terrible.
We're part of the fabric of the heartbeat of England. It's you know, we're one of, you know, pop music and dance music, club culture is one of our great exports and one of the great things that makes us the country that we are. And because it's not high on their radar, because these kind of public school boys don't agree with what we do, doesn't mean that, like I said, that we can just be thrown under the bus. I mean, if you think that, you know, Wetherspoons and people like that got a huge bailout and we've got absolutely no help, and the only help we've got is, you know, advice to change jobs, it's sickening.
And on the back of those dirty ravers, as they put it, it created an infrastructure in the UK for all of these above-the-board companies to invest, including hedge fund investors or people investing in rave culture, whether it be EDC or whatever it may be, to come in with Carlsberg, all the major corporate companies that are attached to these big raves. Wireless Festival. We came a long way, us ravers, to pave the way for people to line their pockets. And now you want to abandon us.
The future of the industry is obviously a very bleak one.
It's a domino effect. Like, DJs are needed for clubs to stay open, and clubs provide a lot of jobs, not just for the people who own it, who run it, who work behind the bar, but also think about security guards, think about, you know, bathroom attendants, it just cleaners. It's so much more than we think. Cab drivers, like what the hell are cab drivers going to do after 10 p.m.? It doesn't make any sense.
Where do you put being a raver on a resume? It's just not something that works for most people. And in the places that it would work, those sectors are under duress as well.
There's like a whole like industry of people that make my job happen, or make me be able to let me be able to do my job. But I think without that, there's no me, kind of thing.
The venues particularly, I'm scared for, because they've still got rents and overheads to pay, and the longer it goes on, the more of them will just have to fold and won't be there when the lights come on again.
I do think that there's an ulterior motive with regards to them wanting to sell on club spaces, you know, to high-end property dealers.
And just keep all that money and wait for these derelict buildings to empty out because the club owners can't own them. So you can just quickly move in there and make it into your mate's restaurant. Their agenda's different, mate.
Coronavirus is very convenient. It fits into their agenda very well. They wanted to get us out. They've been trying to get us out for so long. You know, these venues have been closing down for so long. High-rise buildings, office spaces, cocktail bars are popping up everywhere. And this just fits into that. It's just sped up the process, I think. And it's just become very transparent.
As an industry, we'll always like get together and fight as much as we can. And I think we'll always find a way to kind of be innovative and resourceful and make something new. You know, there's always like an uprising with stuff like this, but it's just a shame that it's gotten to these kind of depths for it to have to happen.
It's not going to go away. It'll change. It'll go underground. There will be illegal raves. There will be unlicensed events that are unsafe and that are not paying tax money back to the government.
We know the government hates the underground. Well, you ask, you shall receive. So go ahead. Put these curfews on, close these venues down. What you're going to do is your worst nightmare is going to come true, and the underground will thrive. What they're doing now is they're creating this perfect breeding ground for new underground scenes to pop up and illegal venues to pop up. Fine, then the money won't go into your pocket. You can't tax us anymore. The money will stay here where it belongs.